Welcome back to Tabletop Assault. I'm Ross, and today I'm going to continue my segments on analysing the Necron Codex. Today I'm going to look at Trazyn The Infinite. What a guy! This is probably the most, if you do extensive reading on Trazyn's lore, and I highly suggest you do, especially non-serious stuff. It's good, it's funny, he's a cool guy. That's the best way to describe it. How these videos work is that we're going to do a small bit of section on lore talk on Trazyn The Infinite. I'll then have a look at the stats of the character themselves, war gear, special equipment that they do use, and then I have a look at dynasty codes where applicable, warlord traits and stratagems. I would usually do relics as well, but special character, you don't get any. So with that, let's have a look at Trazyn The Infinite. Old Trazyn, possibly the funnest guy running around the 40k universe. Maybe a bold title to say there, but certainly is pretty good. Possibly the funniest to read about, and probably best to, stay out of the way, because main thing, and probably the thing that people will notice more than anything, is that he is an insufferable kleptomaniac. And if you see stuff that's lying about, or if he's in the same house as you, well, quite frankly, he's probably trying to rob you, or quite literally try to rob you and stick you in his collection. So he's kind of annoying in that sense that he just keeps trying to steal. He is the Indiana Jones of the 40k universe, the Pokemon master you wish you were, and some say he was in the original Ocean's 11, but he got kicked out because he kept stealing what they stole. Basically, if it's rare, he wants it, and he will get it. So a bit of a serious talk when it comes to Trazyn himself. He considers himself a bit of a historian, archiving the universe and taking rare artifacts, technology, and people, and sometimes even whole events into his collection that he finds important. And yes, I mean, he might take a whole event if he's got the space and technology to nab it, and it looks pretty good. If you can keep the original players, even better. It's fair to say, in order to get such a collection, he's given up pretty much all diplomacy and realised if he wants something, well, by Joe, he's just gonna go and take it. However, this does not mean that his fellow Necrons are out of reach. Oh no. If he wants something, then guess what? He is going to take it. This has led him to, well, face some kind of, antagonistic actions against Trazyn, and he is not welcome on a lot of Necron worlds, because they're worried he's going to try and steal stuff, which is kind of understandable, because he's probably there to steal stuff. The other problem with him having, him around is that, he doesn't like to take, how can I put it? He does not like to take direct action, and he likes to use body doubles instead, and if they get destroyed, he'll just basically jump his consciousness into another Necron surrogate host, to act as conduit. This, however, can sometimes be an unwilling, surrogate host. So you can imagine that, Necron overlords might want to keep him at arm's length, because one, and also keep an eye on him, because one, he might be stealing something, and two, keep an arm's length because you might try and download something into you, and then before you know it, you're becoming a surrogate host for him, and that's not ideal. He is also a master pain in the ass, taunting opponents and berating them because, well, he simply can, and by the looks of it, he has a good time doing so. He also helped out quite recently during the fall of Caria. He actually came to the help of the Imperium. A bit of a strange move, but he is a strange guy, because Chaos was mainly causing a lot of problems in his collection, like some crazy librarian or historian, as their books are falling out of place, in some kind of, cataclysmic earthquake. He was not happy about it, and so he had to go save his collection. Also, he saw this as a chance to collect some fun stuff. And I think he probably had his eye on actually trying to nab Abaddon, because, if you're going to dream big, He didn't manage to get a bad one, but he settled for, spoilers, he got Creed. We think, I mean, it's not 100% confirmed, but it's heavily implied that he, pokeballed Creed and captured him. But I guess, Trazyn, he's all about never leaving a party empty-handed. However, with the universe in such a state as it is now, he's having to be a bit more aggressive with his kleptomaniac ways, thus unleashing the full might of his forces in a kind of Black Friday sale clearance, snapping up as much of the universe, as he can before the timer of the universe hits stop. Kind of like a massive, episode of Supermarket Sweep, but on a bigger scale. And if you've never seen Supermarket Sweep, it was, I think, a sort of 90s game show which was awesome. That Trazyn would be awesome at. Anyway, let's go into some other stuff. So let's speak about his actual stats in the book. So he's got movement of 5, which is kind of standard for a Necron. Pretty slow, but on foot is what you expect. Weapon skill and blast skill 2+, so he's hitting pretty reliably. Strength and toughness of 5, which is standard Necron Overlord. Wounds 6, which is 1 higher. Attacks 3, which again is standard, but I still find quite low. Leadership 10, again standard, and save of 3+. So a lot of standard stats there. The only thing he's got is a bit more on the wounds side. I suppose that kind of comes with, Surrogate Hosts and everything, they become a bit tougher, I suppose. He is armed with the Empathic Obliterator. Now, one of the few Necron, I think other than probably Eotech and Luminar Zares, I think, and Okran, he's got an actual named and quite frankly weird named weapon. What does it do? It's a melee weapon, adds +2 strength, so strength 7, -1 AP, so his AP is pretty poor, and his D3 damage, so that makes him able to do more damage than some because he can get up to 3, but still D3 makes it unreliable. If a character is slain by an attack with this weapon, each enemy unit within 6 inches of the slain character suffers D3 mortal wounds. Now what I'd say in that one is that with 3 attacks at -1 AP and random amount of damage does not make him reliable to slay a character. It makes it kind of difficult on that side, but having it cause D3 mortal wounds around is kind of good. I would have preferred that it would actually been the last model in a unit would be quite good. That would have been quite helpful. Character, he's no character hunter, and if he's facing down an character hunter, or let's say like a Greater Demon or Magnus, he's gonna be toast. So, or if he does kill them, then geez, oh, well played. But it's a nice ability, but because it's character, I think it's going to be quite a difficult one to pull off. Living Metal gives him the standard, add an extra wound at the start of your turn, which is good. If you've suffered a wound, if you don't obviously go up above 6. Phase Shifter gives him a 4-up invul. Pretty standard, pretty good. My will be done at the beginning of your turn. Choose a friendly Nyalaka infantry. That's his sort of, he's not Sutek, which is kind of cool, and I'm going to pronounce that wrong. Unit within 6 inches of Trazyn The Infinite. Add 1 to advanced charge hits rolls for unit until the beginning of your next turn. A unit can only be chosen as the target of this ability once in each turn. Really very handy. Nyalaka, is quite good in terms of you have to stay still to get the benefit from it. So the charge and advance is not ideal. But to hit at range means you're probably going to get hit on 2s, re-rolling 1s if you stayed still, which is good on the unit that you are buffing. So yeah, my will be done. Always quite handy, kind of handy. And lastly, we have Surrogate Hosts. If Trazyn The Infinite is slain, roll a d6. On a 2+, you may choose another friendly Necron infantry character, other than characters that can only include once in your army. So you're not going to be sticking that in Luminar Zares or Imitek. That's not going to happen. Remove that model as if it were slain and place Trazyn in its place with D3 wounds remaining. No such character remain, or you roll to 1. Remove Trazyn The Infinite as a casualty as normal. So that's an interesting one. It means that you can't use you know, resurrection protocol to bring him back. You know, he just keeps trying to take over hosts. It says specifically you can't use it, and we'll get to that in stratagems. So it's kind of trolly, but Necron characters are kind of expensive as well. So, and he doesn't hit particularly hard. So yeah, I think it's a fun move. It's trolling, and quite frankly, I would probably divide. I'd maybe say that it kind of stops your. I mean, like it says, if Trazyn The Infinite is slain, so he's technically is slain. So that would technically give you Warlord kill the first time it happens, because he is achieved to be slain. He may come back. You may choose one, remove that model as slain and place it in his place. So I'd say you'd still get Warlord or slay a character, assassinate as well. Kind of tricky, it's kind of fun, it's just, you know, if it was on characters that hit harder, that would be a really good rule. Legion traits, Nihilaka, yep, aggressively territorial, reroll hit rolls of 1 for units with this code whenever they shoot, including when firing Overwatch, as long as they did not move in the preceding movement phase and they have not disembarked from a transport during this turn. Hooray! Another special character that is not Sutek. It's pretty good. I think the only one that's actually a different actual Dynasty code. The other ones are free agents. However, Trazyn The Infinite does not have a ranged weapon, so this offers absolutely zero to him. Still, it's nice to have a different Dynasty actually have a special character, so good on that one. Warlord trait. Precognitive strike. Your Warlord always fights first in the fight phase, even if they didn't charge. If your opponent has units that have charged or have similar ability, then alternate choosing units to fight with, starting with the player whose turn is taking place. I mean, not bad if you plan to be offensive with Trazyn, but realistically he's not that great. Strength 7, -1 AP and D3 damage with 3 attacks is not reliable. I would really like to see him have more Warlord trait, or one of the Warlord traits that buffs units around him, you know, tell people what to do. That would be a lot more useful. He is not a combat guy. He'd like to be, maybe when he kills a character, then cool, it can be handy, but I don't see it being realistic. Stratagem Recommendation. Now, of all the characters, he's probably got the least. Why? Because he can't resurrect himself through stratagems, because he's kind of doing it already, as long as you don't run out of characters yourself. And you have to sacrifice characters to actually have Trazyn resurrect, which is not ideal. But we're speaking about Stratagem Recommendations. 1 command point, use the stratagem in the fight phase before a Necron character from your army fights. Invul saves cannot be taken against the first close combat attack made by this character this turn. Really kind of pointless in Trazyn. At -1 AP, most regular saves will probably be better than the Invul save, but you can use it. The Pharaons will use the stratagem after an Overlord from your army has used their My Well Done or Wave Command ability. This model can immediately use the ability for a second time this turn. Overall, pretty solid. Nihilaka does favour a bit of gunline, being able to reroll once to hit when shooting if they stay still, so useful for having large blobs to have an +1 to hit. Super useful if you are going to be using Immortals with Tesla, because then you're going to get more of that, you know, sweet Tesla shots. But even on stuff that, you know, is maybe rapid firing range, yeah, that's going to be awesome as well. Generally, My Well Done a second time if you've planned for it is going to be useful. So that's my thoughts on Trazyn The Infinite. As much as I love the lore, it is funny. I highly suggest you look out for some of the lore. I might suggest some places to look at, but certainly the stories that people make up about him stealing stuff is just hilarious. Possibly one of the more useless characters in the Codex. I'd love to hear your comments on that. But I think, you know, he's just, for his points, I think he's quite cheap actually, but don't expect too much from him in terms of his abilities. A lot of fun to read about, kind of tricky to use on the battlefield. So thanks again for watching. Please comment, share, like and subscribe. Let me know what you think. Check us out on social media to see all our projects that we are working on, and check us out on Patreon to help support the channel, bring more content, because we absolutely love doing so. So thanks again, and we'll see you on our Tabletop Assault Battle Report.